At 30 years old now at this point, it's no secret that the C5 Corvette could really benefit from a few upgrades in order to bring it up to date, but there's 3 or 4 really, I would say, in particular that could really wake it up and make it a completely different driving experience. Number 1 on the list, I gotta be honest, it seems pretty obvious to a lot of us, but it still amazes me at how many people sort of neglect this particular part, and that is wheels and tires. Tires specifically. I mean,
seems right to me.
It doesn't matter how much horsepower you make, it doesn't matter the suspension work or the brake work that you do. If your tires suck, your car is going to handle like crap. It still baffles me, it blows my mind. How many events I go to and the nice cars that I see, and then you look and they got crappy tires. I've seen a Ferrari with Lexani LX20s. Can you believe that? Seriously. I have it on video. I got it on video back when I got the BMW 335i. Check that video out. Unbelievable. Ferrari with Lexani LX20s. Those are like $100 tires. Now, depending on what type of driving you do and the driving experience that you expect out of your vehicle will determine the type of tire you get. Obviously, if you go top of the line, high dollar, high performing tire like a Michelin PS4S, again, it's gonna be quite expensive. Really good in the dry, warm weather. Not fantastic in the wet. We had them on my wife's Audi SQ5 and she didn't like them. She felt insecure on the highway, especially when it rained or when it was a little cool outside. So I don't blame her there. If you want to go sort of middle of the road, but a really excellent all-around tire, one of the best all-around tire, all-weather tire you can possibly get, that's the Continental Extreme Contact, the DWS06s or whatever the hell they call it. But the Continental Extreme Contacts, I'll put links in the description below if you guys are interested in that. Great all-around tire. People have really enjoyed them and had great experience with them across a bunch of different platforms. Great in the cool weather, great in the rain, great in the summer. They really hold lateral traction really well, but they're great off the line also. So it's kind of a hard tire to beat, but prices are pretty up there. A really, really good bang for the buck tire, I will say. And I think they're really overlooked. They also are sort of limited on their sizes. They tend to be more of the wider size, and that would be the Yokohama Advan Apex. Really good tire. Had it on my C6 Corvette Grand Sport. They make, again, super wide tires. They're a little bit soft, so it's not something you're probably gonna put, 30,000 miles on. Just get all up in there. I mean, you can just tell. Like, that's, the other ones felt like,
tire.
The other ones, I like that laugh. I mean,
seems right to me. Rubber.
They should last us at least 5,000 miles. That's just something you have to take into consideration, but as far as grip goes and bang for the buck, it's a fantastic tire, something you might want to consider on your C5 Corvette. Number 2 on the list, I'm going to say suspension. A nice set of coilovers, Silver's coilovers are a great bang for the buck solution for your C5 Corvette. A lot of people like the leaf springs. I think the leaf spring setup was actually genius by Corvette, but at this point, being 30 years old, they're getting tired and weak and they're not performing up to their optimal potential. So replacing them with a good set of coilovers is an excellent way to really change the driving characteristics of your Corvette. Obviously, the adjustability is nice in terms of ride height, but the dampening adjustment as well, being able to adjust how the car feels on the road and being able to adjust for any particular driving situation that you might be involved in, whether it's a day at Tail of the Dragon, or it's a track day, or it's an autocross day, or it's just a car that you drive on a daily basis, but you want it to look good and handle good on your way to work. Silver's coilovers is a great way to go. And it's going to really change the driving characteristics overall, like I said. So a lot of people will say that maybe upgrade the brakes, that's going to be a game changer, and yes, I think it will, but if you compare the two in terms of the impact that they have on the overall driving experience, the coilovers, the new suspension setup, especially if you pair it with a good set of tires, it's going to make the C5 feel completely different on the road or any driving situation that you're in. Some people might tell you to go with upgraded sway bars instead, but to me, the upgrade that has the biggest, most immediate impact on the C5 Corvette in particular would be coilovers. Go with coilovers, get rid of those old leaf springs, and then again, you can go with sway bars down the road. Number 3 on the list, the third item I would choose to really wake up your C5 Corvette, and that's going to be a complete exhaust system. I'm talking headers all the way to catback. Now, a catback system by itself will certainly wake it up as well. It might not allow you to pull as much power out of the thing, but it's certainly going to make it sound good. It's going to make it a lot more enjoyable to drive. But if you combine it with a nice set of like Cook's headers, for example. Now on my C5 Corvette personally, I had Cook's long tube headers with Billy bullets. excellent combination. Really nice at idle. Really sort of tame when you're cruising. Not a lot of drone inside. You can have conversation. Your wife will enjoy riding in the car with you, but when you really get after it, it becomes quite aggressive, and that's sort of the ideal characteristic of an exhaust system, right? Nice idle, comfortable to ride in for longer trips, but she screams when you really get after it. So I think that's a great combination, but also that combination is going to allow you to get that C5 breathing a little bit better and making a little bit more power. So it's not only going to wake it up in terms of how it sounds and makes you feel when you're cruising in it, but it's going to get you that additional throttle response and a little bit of additional low-end torque and high-end horsepower. And although the C5 Corvette is a fantastic performance vehicle, well ahead of its time in my opinion, and one of the best bang for the buck cars available right now, still at 30 years old, adding that full exhaust system, game changer completely. And finally, the fourth modification or upgrade you can make to your C5 Corvette to really wake it up is an MGW short throw shifter combined with the Speed Culture Studios shift knob. Oh. Look at this thing. That is sick. Now I say this because those long shifts between gears really detracts from the overall driving experience in a C5 Corvette. It's a shame that a Corvette with such high performance like a C5 Corvette is capable of, going so far between gears kind of makes it feel a little sloppier or slower than it could be. Throwing in that MGW short throw shifter gives it sort of that notchy race car feel, which I love. Some people don't like it, but they're wrong. But it also makes shifts between gears much more crisp, much more precise, and makes the car feel a little bit snappier and potentially could get you moving a little bit quicker, to be honest. And then when you combine it with that nice white classic looking shift knob, such a good look on the interior of the Corvette. And I gotta say too, it's a little bit less expensive than something like a Hearst shift knob. It's made in the USA, super high quality, and it's actually 1/8 of an inch smaller in diameter. So it fits in the hand a little bit better. It looks a little bit cleaner and a little bit more sophisticated in the interior. Most of those white shift knobs on the market are so bulky and fat, it sort of looks like a cue ball in your center console, and I've never liked how that looked or feels in your hand. So this one is custom designed to fit perfectly in the hand, to look really good on the interior, and it just adds to your shifting experience when you're rowing the gears in the C5 Corvette. If you guys are interested in that white shift knob or shift knobs in any color, let me know in the comments below. I can get them made in almost any combination we want. So I'm curious to know how many of you guys are interested in that, and maybe we'll get some stocked up on the shelves. Those are the 4 main upgrades I would make to my C5 Corvette immediately to have the biggest impact on how it performs and feels on the road. A good set of tires, short throw shifter, full exhaust system to open it up, get a bit more power and make that thing scream. And then finally the suspension, the silver coilovers to lower it, adjust it to your driving style and capabilities, and just get rid of those old leaf springs to make the car handle like a dream. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. More stuff coming for the channel, more Corvette content, more Q50 content, more Jeep content, more content in general. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.